to have the Fifth Estate back.
We appreciate it so much, we really do.
And now you're going to
Who's on the phone?
Frank Dello, author.
We still on the air?
Yes.
We are on
Okay.
there, so we can't say anything too rough.
Hey, Coach Joe.
Hello, Frank. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Joe?
Good. I want you to meet Ken Evans from the Fifth Estate.
Okay, well,
Doing
I'm
fine.
impressed.
Good to speak with you.
Do you remember the song Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead from the 67, was it?
67.
The
He
hit
can't,
single
he can't
from
get
the-
it out of his mind, I can tell.
Hello, do you hear us, Frank?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Oh, good.
He's thinking.
So, the Fifth Estate from The Wizard of Oz, but tonight we're talking about a 1926 film, a silent comedy featuring Buster Keaton. Do you know the title?
That's the general.
You're psychic.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but first let me say, this is a great movie, but it's kind of beneath it to call it just a comedy, because there's huge stretches in it that don't go for laughs at all. It's a Civil War drama with a comic figure at the center who milks every gag he can. That's Buster Keaton. But it's more than that. It's almost a Civil War epic. It was a big scale movie, and so there's lots of typical Keaton intimate moments and sight gags. But it was more than that. And because of its dual nature, that's probably why it didn't do so well on first release. And in a sense, it ruined Keaton because it cost a lot of money. It didn't make much. And he lost his independence a year or two after that. He had to start making movies from GM instead of on his own.
The only one.
But it pretty much lie forgotten for about 40 years. Then in the late 60s, it got rediscovered. Actually, after the second rediscovery, it got rediscovered in the 40s, and then it got rediscovered again in the 60s. And ever since then, it's been one of the most lauded movies ever. When they make lists of, certainly when they make lists of the greatest silent films, it's always on that, and near the top on lists of the great 100 films. It's often on those. So
I'm amazed. The guy almost lost his shirt on it, and it's such a revered film now.
yes, but if it hadn't done poorly, you probably wouldn't be able to show it because it fell into the public domain because no one bothered to renew the copyright. And back in the old days, you had to renew the copyright every 28 years, or it fell in the public domain, and no one bothered to because they couldn't see any point to it. So that's why you're showing it tonight.
Well, actually, we're showing it on Friday night, so we preview, this will be on 9 o'clock tomorrow night on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, not an appropriate movie for Friday the 13th, but you've given us plenty of horror. I'd like your audience to know that they should go online and put in and Google Great Locomotive Chase and read what's on there on Wikipedia, because a lot of this movie is factual. And I had seen the Disney movie, The Great Locomotive Chase, with Jeffrey Hunter in the Buster Keaton role, but it's really told from the Union point of view. Buster Keaton is a member of the Confederacy in this movie, and it tells the story from their point of view. And the Disney movie of 1956 tells it from a Union point of view. And I remember that was a real popular film when I was a kid, The Great Locomotive Chase. But read about the history behind this, because they're both based on something that actually happened. A bunch of Union soldiers went to hijack a Confederate train with the plan to ruin railroads and all that, to break up the infrastructure. And this dogged train engineer saw his train being stolen and chased them first on foot and then on one of those hand carts, and eventually commandeered another train and just wouldn't give up until he caught them. And it's really an incredible story to read.
And this was kind of based on a factual story.
Oh, yeah. In fact, the first Medal of Honor winners of the United States were members of the Union spies, I guess, because they were captured, and quite a few of them were executed as spies. Some escaped, but those that didn't were executed. And it was during Civil War. This is a Civil War movie, and during the Civil War that the Medal of Honor was created, and they were the first recipients of it, the ones that died.
There's like a Denzel Washington movie now called Uncontrollable, I think with Chris, what's his name, from Star Trek. It's on cable right now. It's pretty much a runaway train.
Yeah, it's Unstoppable with Chris Pine.
Thank you, Chris Pine.
That is a very thrilling movie. I thought of this movie, and I thought of the Disney movie when I saw it, but that's a very thrilling movie. That's a good watch for everybody.
10 seconds left, Frank. We'll talk to you next week, I guess. Thanks,
Okay, I'll talk.
thanks for your input.
All right.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Ken Evans. Thank you, Joe Tortelli. That's visual.